Welcome, everybody. Thank you very much for coming this evening. We start by sending out love and gratitude to our I Am Presence and all the life that serves us.
Let's take some slow, deep breaths to get into that peaceful, receptive state. So we breathe in slowly and deeply. We hold our breath. We breathe out. And then we hold our breath. Let's do that for a few more breaths. Now let's listen for our heartbeat. Our heartbeat, which is a pulse of light coming down through the silver cord from our mighty I Am Presence, anchoring in our heart, giving us life. Let's just see and feel and bless that heartbeat. That heartbeat that anchors into that beautiful threefold flame, which is the anchorage of our mighty I Am Presence within our physical bodies. Let's just connect with that beautiful flame as we sit in that expanded golden flame in the center, golden yellow flame of wisdom and illumination, perception and discrimination. We see our bodies in this beautiful, dazzling golden flame. To the right, we can see the pink flame, that glorious, dazzling pink flame of pure divine love. And then we see to the left of us that beautiful, expanded flame, that sapphire blue, bringing into us the feeling of the will, the power, the faith and the protection from our mighty I Am Presence. See and feel and bless this glorious light. Let's take our awareness now up through the top of our head, through the silver cord, to our mighty beloved I Am Presence. Let's see this glorious, all-powerful, all-knowing, all-loving presence smiling down on us. Our wonderful presence of God, I Am. And now we see in the center of our chest a beautiful golden sun forming, dazzling and brilliant like the noonday sun. The beautiful focus of light from our I Am Presence. Open our hearts and send love and gratitude to our mighty I Am Presence for beating our heart and giving us life. And now we see those rays from our beautiful sun in the center of our chest, dazzling and brilliant, billions and billions of rays, going forth and connecting up with each and every miniature sun in all the cells of our bodies, our 4 earthly bodies, all those little inner workers receiving this expanded light. Let's feel the joy, the happiness, and the gratitude of each and every little inner worker of our 4 earthly bodies. Sense and see and feel that wonderful light saturating our earthly bodies. And now let's just fill our feelings with a feeling of love and gratitude. And let's call to the beloved Ascended Masters, beloved Ascended Master David Lloyd, the great God of gratitude, to fill us, each one and all mankind, with this feeling, that light substance from the Ascended Master realm of gratitude and love. We see our beautiful suns turning a deep shade of pink with a golden radiance. Gratitude and love for all our many, many blessings. Gratitude and love to the great Ascended Hosts for these marvelous teachings. Gratitude and love for all our loved ones and our friends. Gratitude and love for our homes and our supply. Gratitude and love for all the many, many blessings that we receive daily on our earthly journeys. Gratitude to the great and beloved elemental kingdom, animate and so-called inanimate, the beauty and bounty of nature. God bless, love and thank them, each and every precious one. Gratitude to the beloved angels, and gratitude to all life on our beloved earth. And now we see these rays in this wonderful expanded state, forming a lattice of light, dazzling and brilliant. We see our entire earth folded in this glorious pink and golden light, saturating every part of life on our beloved earth, especially those parts of life that are never loved or thanked, with this wonderful gift, our opportunity of sending love, light, and gratitude to all life. And we just give deep, deep thanks for this.
Let's see. Read. Beloved David, would you be able to read for us? Do you have a screen?
I do have a screen, thank you.
Thank you.
So we begin with our opening invocation, and before reading the words of a master, we say together, as suggested by beloved Lord Katumi, beloved presence of God I am. It is thy life and intelligence that enables me to read and comprehend and absorb that which is required of me. For life, I am so grateful. Beloved Master Katumi, I ask for your feeling and your capacity to use this instruction for God's glory and mankind's comfort. We thank you. And now, great I am presence, take me within thyself. There instruct me and cause me to retain the full memory of these inner instructions. Thank you. From beloved Saint Germain.
Thank you, beloved David. Wonderfully read. So our topics for this week. We continue with the last chapter of The Magic Presence by Godfrey Ray King, read by me. Our video for the week will be Jesus and Mary's teachings, Magnify the Lord. And Terry is going to do a reading of the history of the Temple of Purification of Archangel Zadkiel and Archaii Amethyst from the Ascended Masters and their retreats. We have our gem of the week, nice little video that Annette has put up for us again. And then I'll continue reading from Friendship with the God from Beloved Lady Venus. And then we will go through our decrees. Again, thank you very much for coming this evening. So we go. Chapter 11, the last chapter of The Magic Presence by Godfrey Ray King. the true messenger of divine service. Continued from last week, after the banquet of Saint Germain, share some profound teachings. Jananda said a few words in praise and gratitude to our wonderful guests, asking them to be with us again soon. Saint Germain then arose and continued. Most gracious host and friends, he began, I wish to present the entire service used at this banquet to your council for future use. Observe. Instantly all the used service began reappearing on the tables as clean and fresh as if it had never been used. In the midst of this joyous experience, a beautiful vase of carved jade filled with wonderful pink roses appeared on each table. This comes to you, our beloved friends, it continued, with the love and blessings of the ascended host. May it ever be a fond memory to you all. Then with one word, dismissed, the banquet was over. As quickly as our dignity permitted, we hurried to greet our beloved Saint Germain, Nada, and Daniel Rayborn. The parents held their children long in their loving embrace. Nada, the mother, holding Bob in her arms, and as she released him, said, My blessed children, I congratulate you for your love and devotion to the light. Your reward will be very great, for at the end of the 2-year period of your probation, a glorious surprise will await you. Until then, we shall see you often at your destination in India. We have work to do now, so I must say good night and God bless you. Then bowing to Jananda and Naja, they disappeared with Saint Germain. We thanked our host for the wonderful evening, and it was then that he told us we were to leave early the next morning for our destination, as we had remained as long as the work permitted. We returned at once to our private car, and as Jananda bade us good night, gave directions to breakfast en route, saying that he would return before we reached Simla. We left at 7 o'clock the next morning, hoping to stop at Benares, Lucknow, Delhi, and Simla. We received direction to lose no time, but to go direct to our destination in the Himalayas, where we were to make our home for many months, and nothing else was really of importance but obedience to that command. Unless one is seeking the release of the light within himself, no one can fully understand and appreciate the feeling that nothing is really important but all of God, and those experiences by which the light is released. Gaylord was to meet us at Benares on our way north and remain with us during the rest of our stay in India. The country we passed through was very beautiful. We discussed what modern equipment could do for India, and through it she could become the garden spot of the world. Her countless rivers could make it into a perfect paradise, for India is beginning to feel her wings again, and her industries will rise once more. She will return to that majestic glory she has reached several times in her past, and regardless of the crushing influences that have played upon her in the last 200 or 300 years, India's great problem will yet be solved in perfect divine order. Her teeming millions will be given the opportunity to express the light and God presence that is within them. There is a great cosmic wheel of progress which affects our entire earth. It governs the expansion of the light in the entire system to which this planet belongs. When that wheel turns to a certain point, and it is nearer than mankind realizes, it will focus certain rays of energy upon the earth. Then the resistance to greater good that is set up by puny, selfish personalities and unawakened mentalities will be as chaff before a mighty wind. The efforts of those human beings will be useless, and they will be compelled to obey a power far greater than their own selfish cravings.
The principle is that anyone, no matter whether he is a student or not, does magnify either good or evil, Everyone's soul, the action of thought and feeling, is a magnet and does magnify whatever one's attention connects with. From the soul flows one's life. That is, his life flows from his heartbeat through his soul into whatever his attention is on and magnifies it. One's life flows on his attention to whatever appearances his attention connects with. This way, one feeds his life into it, which makes it grow. Thus it is magnified in one's consciousness, in both the appearance world and at inner levels. To magnify the Lord instead of imperfection is done by turning the attention to and holding it on the Christ self. Thus the beams of one's energy flows to it, magnifying the divine power and qualities. It is through the use of this principle that Jesus performed so-called miracles in later life. This is a principle that can be applied by anyone. It is a mathematical and scientific principle which no one escapes. We can magnify either the appearances, things of the outer world, or we can put our attention on the Christ self and magnify the divine power. When they got back to Galilee, because of what Mary had taught Jesus, he made friends with the turbulent spirit of the Sea of Galilee. This was to such an extent that later the angry tossing of the sea was stilled at Jesus' word. Now came the time during his growing years when they fulfilled the things according to the letter of the Scripture. Jesus attended the temple and gave obedience to the letter of the law, and thus he became the prince of the house of David. Joseph, Mary, and Jesus went to Jerusalem for the annual feast of the Passover, as was the custom of the religious people there. At the time when Jesus was 12 years of age, they again went as usual. After the festivities, they started back home in a caravan made up of relatives and friends. Jesus stayed behind in Jerusalem, but his parents were unaware of it, thinking he was among those in the caravan. After a day's travel, it occurred to them to look for him. Searching through the caravan, they did not find him, so they returned to Jerusalem. It took them 3 days to locate him. They found him in the temple, with teachers, rabbis, doctors, elders, and learned people of Israel, to whom he was listening and asking them profound questions. These men were astonished at the type of questions he asked, as well as his answers, understanding and wisdom. He explained many things to them about physics, metaphysics, the law of cause and effect, the creative faculties, the operation of the soul, the creation of the body and dissolution, the powers of nature and divine powers. All this was beyond their understanding. These things he had learned in his retreat training, but these so-called learned men knew nothing of such places. While still talking on these things, Mary and Joseph came. After all their searching, they were somewhat amazed to find him with such a group of men. When Mary asked Jesus why he had done such a thing to them, they, being anxious about him, he replied by asking why they sought him, that they ought to know he should be about his father's business. Then the men wanted to know if the boy was her son. Mary told them that he was, and they thought how wonderful to have such a son. Jesus went back to Nazareth in obedience to his parents. His life now became more seclusive and secret until his public mission began at about the age of 30.
This lesson of where our attention is, or where our attention is placed, has come up quite often for me in this last week, passages and readings. And again in this video, and it says, and it comes up to us that our attention must be on what we want, not what we do not want. For what we place our attention on, we bring into our world. And these teachings become more and more profound. And every time you need something in your life, it seems to come through across in all these teachings. Now we'll have beloved Terry reading the history of the Temple of Purification of Archangel Zadkiel and Archaii Amethyst over Cuba. Thank you, beloved Terry, for your reading.
Thank you, beloved John. It was a wonderful video. The history of the Temple of Purification of Archangel Zadkiel and Archaii Amethyst. Please note, the colors black or white used in this material does not relate in any way to the color of one's skin. In truth, white-skinned people are not white, and dark-skinned people are not black. They just have a lighter or darker skin. We have all had thousands of lifetimes, and no doubt over these many, many incarnations, we have come in as all the different skin colors, nationalities, creeds, cultures, etc. The use of these words relates to actual color, and white denotes a pure, shadowless color. During an early time period in the Atlantean Age, divine beings, archangels, and angels walked and talked with mankind. Among the white order of the priesthood, the Great White Brotherhood, were priests and priestesses of the order of Archangel Zadkiel. They served in the Temple of Purification by violet fire. The Temple of Purification was a circular design, and around it were located 7 smaller temples. The temples were situated adjacent to present-day Cuba, which at that time was part of the continent of Atlantis. From the golden dome of each temple arose a living, visible violet flame, which could be seen within a radius of 1,000 miles. Saint Germain, not yet ascended at that time, served as one of the priests in the central temple. The order of Archangel Zadkiel was at the heart center for maintaining God's plan for Earth. The activity of the 7th ray was developed through instruction and training of life streams, in the power of invocation or decreeing, and in holding the attention upon God, the universal I Am Presence. Through the power of that sustained attention, the mercy of God was magnetized until it became a tremendous force for good. Rhythmic invocation, constancy of devotion to the magnetization, sustenance, and expansion of the violet fire through meditation, contemplation, songs, and decrees were the fundamental teachings of the temples of Archangel Zadkiel. All other priests of the White Order were fully aware of this focus and often came themselves to bathe in the purifying essence of this flame. They also sent their chelas to Lord Zadkiel's temple in order that the effluvia of discord that was growing upon Atlantis might be dislodged and removed from their consciousness. These students left the temple purified and revitalized, eager and willing to serve in their own temples and locations. The Ascended Masters provided us with a detailed description of only one war, namely the war near today's Cuba. Descriptions of wars tend to focus our attention upon destructive etheric records. Energy follows thought, and the imperfect use of energy does not help our freedom. The Masters gave us a detailed description of the war near Cuba because it illustrates the battle between the forces of good and evil, white and black magic, still active to this day. In addition, the details explain the cause of the future sinking of a portion of the continent of Atlantis. Forces of light and forces of darkness. Before discussing the great battle between the forces of light and darkness that took place on Atlantis, it would seem of advantage to deal with some general basic concepts of cosmic law as they apply to dark forces. The following illustration may help. To understand those forces, let us begin by examining a typical Chela, dedicated student on the path. Under the action of the cosmic law, as it applied prior to 1930, the Chela was admitted to a retreat after reaching a certain state of purification and enlightenment. Here he was placed under the general supervision of a master. Often, especially in the beginning, the Chela was left to his own heart's prompting as to how to proceed. As the months and years went by, he was taught a point of law here and there. He was asked to pass many tests and many initiations. Frustrated by the severity of the tests, the slow process of receiving additional instruction, having little contact with the master in the beginning, and discouraged by the austere surroundings, many Chelas left the retreat, some never to return. Some of the Chelas who left harbored feelings of rebellion, discouragement, and resentment. A few of them degraded to the point where they became prey for black magicians, also called members of the Black Order. The Black Order gained the confidence of such students by carefully and skillfully duplicating the activity of the White Order, offering them less difficult and faster progress, and appealing to their egos by such means as offering a certificate of accomplishment or a degree. They also came up with a counterpart to the elixir of life. An elixir is a drink prepared by a master to refresh and rejuvenate the student in mind and body. The Black Order countered this by coming up with alcoholic drinks. Once he became a follower, the student, through fear, was held loyal to the teachings of the Black magicians, whose intent was and is to destroy the light wherever they can find it. This type of action has been going on for millions of years, and at times there were regular schools of black magic. What can the student's former master do? Very little, if anything. He knows that free will is an attribute given to man by God. Therefore, the master cannot interfere. To make things worse, the master now has to transmute some of the karma of the student's fall. That is, the teacher is made personally responsible for the God energy spent on the student and the student's transgressions. It is no wonder that personal instruction by a master is never imparted lightly. It has to be earned by the Chela. What kind of power does a black magician have over a student of ascended master teaching? None, provided the student protects himself on a daily basis and keeps his harmony. Then he has nothing to fear. Saint Germain said to Mr. Ballard, "You will be protected if you keep your harmony." According to Alice Schutz, ADK Luke, many IM students of the 1930s had encounters with black magicians who ran rampant until 1937. The knowledge and application of the violet flame and the protective pillar of light were most helpful to the students. All of us who consider ourselves students on the path owe a great deal of gratitude to the early students under Mr. Ballard. They had to bear the brunt of the battle. Because of their daily decrees, the most vicious foci of the dark forces were destroyed, and most of the black magicians, especially those operating within the United States, were rendered ineffective. However, some dark forces remain. Therefore, wise is the student who daily protects himself and keeps his harmony. The battle near Cuba. The battle plan of the black magicians was to draw fearful, skeptical, disappointed, and rebellious individuals to them, and to attack the central bulwark of the opponent, namely the White Order, located at Archangel Zadkiel's Temple of Purification by Violet Fire. This temple was situated near today's Cuba on Atlantis. Thus started one of the greatest battles between the forces of light and darkness the earth has ever known. In time, the battle plan of the black magicians succeeded. Gradually and secretly, most of the priests of the White Order aligned themselves with the Black Order. Through fear, the followers of the Black Order were held loyal to its teachings. Few remained sincerely affiliated with the White Order, and because of lack of support by a sufficient amount of followers, Archangel Zadkiel had to withdraw from having outer contact with the priests of the temple. As a consequence of insufficient invocation or decreeing by the priesthood, the violet flame no longer was visible. The disloyalty by the priesthood caused a split, together with the malpractice of some priests in aligning themselves with the dark forces, made possible the sinking of a great continent. Its spiritual anchorage having been destroyed, the temple of purification of violet fire sank, also beneath the Atlantic, together with a major portion of the Atlantean continent. Before its sinking, the temple was etherealized. It is still pulsating in the ethers near the island of Cuba today. The Black Order could not, however, erase the memory of the violet fire of mercy and compassion from the etheric consciousness of those who had served in the temples of purification. One such priest who kept this consciousness is the Ascended Master Saint Germain, now Chohan of the seventh ray. He, as well as others, remembered the glory of Archangel Zadkiel's temple and the tremendous service it had rendered to the people of Atlantis. The law of life does not allow any force of evil to destroy the memory of the glory of a former golden age. Another priest who served in the temple of purification by violet fire was Mr. Frank Pita. Much later, in 1952, Mr. Pita printed the first publications of the Bridge to Freedom, operating from the island of Cuba. Today, some students are working together with the Ascended Host to lift the veil of Maya. This veil was created by the misqualification of the energy of mankind. If this type of effort is sustained by a sufficient amount of students, the veil of Maya, which is gray and black in color, will be gradually lifted. A lovely light shade of violet will appear, and then through that will be distinguished the outline first, and then the figures of divine beings. Note, we are told by the Ascended Masters that when the axis of the earth is straightened, the veil of Maya will be lifted, and we will again see our I Am Presence, the Ascended Masters, and the angels.
Thank you, beloved Terry. So wonderfully read. What an amazing time to be on our beloved Earth. Our gem for this week, 7 Mighty Archangels Speak. Another excerpt from the 7 Sacred Weeks is given to Morgan Le Fay on January 2nd, 2023. Archangel Gabriel speaks. Children of light, I bring the virtue of hope to bless you this year. Know that my hope is the sustaining power of your self-motivation on the spiritual path. When you magnetize perfectly, no matter what tests occur, how many times you may fall, you will always pick yourselves up, dust yourselves off, and start over again, until you are masters of what you set out to be. A person only gives up when there is no longer the flame of hope within them. You are being prepared to be the future guardians and instructors of humanity, which is why you need to be an inexhaustible source of hope for all weary and thirsty souls that approach you. Constantly call out during this year, I am the inexhaustible source of hope, always motivating me to move forward. I am the hope of Gabriel flowing through me and bringing joy and motivation to all who cross my path. My beloved ones, if you are constant in this affirmation, I will give you motivation to fulfill your task daily in the purity and joy of the angels. I am Gabriel, guiding you on your path. And now we do our decree to help our brothers and sisters caught in the psychic and astral realms. We say together, Beloved presence of God, I am in me. Beloved immortal threefold flame of eternal truth within my heart, and beloved Saint Germain. While my body sleeps this night, let all the constructive energy of my entire life stream, including that in my causal body, be used to render whatever service is needed in the violet flame temples established in the psychic and astral realms, to draw the full gathered cosmic momentum of the violet purifying flame of divine love and compassion through every discarnate life stream there. Let all the souls who dwell in those realms be drawn into those purifying temples of mercy and compassion, and there have the accumulated destructively qualified energies of their life streams purified and transmuted, so that when they are summoned for re-embodiment by the lords of karma, they bring into incarnation only a heritage of perfection, and carry in their life streams no miscreations that would add to their own or the world's distress. We accept this done now with full cosmic power. So be it, beloved I am. We thank you. And now we have another one of Anthea's super little videos. Enjoy.
I wasn't super nervous, I was just really excited. We were walking and I was like, I've got to do it soon.
Yeah.
I didn't have anything planned of what I was going to say. I just got down on my knee and I said, baby, do you want to get married? She just bawled her eyes out and Sunny started going crazy. I was like, bro, you're stealing my show right now. Because Maddie wasn't looking at me, she was watching Sunny. I was like, dude, I'm trying to do this right now.
Everything that happened that day was a huge surprise. Jack asked if we could take a photo for the background of his phone. He came back to stand next to me and I was trying to get Sunny to sit in a cute way. I looked over and Jack was down on one knee and it just made me burst out with tears. Jack was laughing, I was crying, happy tears. And because of that, Sunny got overwhelmed. He just exploded. He got a big burst of the zoomies and I was watching our knees because he was going through us so quickly. He ran around as fast as I've ever seen him run and he drew a big love heart around us. Then he just sat there and watched as I said yes. It was just a perfect moment.
It was perfect.
Every time we would go to that beach with Sunny, he was so special. We took him there so many times in his life. That's where we taught him to play off lead. It'll always be such a special location. Sunny was the missing piece to our family. About 5 years into our relationship, we bought this house near the beach, and as soon as we did that, we found Sunny. Sunny just completed our family. The way that he got to be there for such a huge moment. It makes me emotional thinking about us getting married and him being there and then him being there for our kids. It's not just Jack and I, it's Jack and I and Sunny. The feeling that I get when it's the three of us in our car, driving to the beach, listening to music, I just feel complete and content in my life that we're all together. Everything that I need is right here.
For me, he helped me on the day not be as nervous because when I was planning to get engaged, Maddie would be in another room and I'd go up to Sunny and tell him, like, I'm going to propose to Mummy. Nobody else knew, and when we were walking along the beach, he was like my little sidekick, and then for him to react like that, it was kind of like, we did it. He's going to be involved in our wedding.
Sunny will be the ring bearer. He was there when Jack gave me the first ring and he'll be there when Jack gives me the second ring as well.
Whoever's going to walk him down the aisle is going to have to really hold on to him because, again, he'll probably steal the show, let's be honest.
Nothing more exuberant than watching a dog or a cat going through the zoomies. Now we say this decree for all our beloved animals, insect and reptile kingdoms. Together we say, Beloved I am presence of all mankind, charge your mighty light of mercy and compassion to flow through us all and bring comfort to the animal, insect, and reptile kingdoms. May each human being remember and accept their responsibility as guardians and protectors of this planet's pure and innocent life, until all is set free and their divine plans fulfilled. We so decree it, and so be it, in God's most holy name, I am. We accept it done, and we thank you. Now we continue reading from last week's Beloved Lady Venus, Friendship of the Gods, this bridge to spiritual freedom. The law of magnetic attraction is little understood by the students. Those who desire to bring forth beautiful temples to the sacred fire and exquisite decorations and furnishings which will adorn them, those individuals who desire to make themselves the focus of the bringing forth of such physical beauty in this physical appearance world must remember that, unless the vibratory action of their own life streams, the high vibrations of their own natural keynote of perfection, ease the drawing and sustaining power of their creations, the beauty they draw, even though it may appear by sheer effort of will, cannot and will not be sustained. Thus, there must be a constant vigilance on the part of those who desire to attend the flames in the temples to keep their worlds in such a high state of consciousness constantly that they will vibrate at a rapid enough rate to sustain the gifts which the gods will give into their keeping at their call. In other words, the living, breathing life streams of those who so wish to dedicate themselves will be the living divine magnet to draw and hold the glories of perfection here on earth, which will compel mankind at large to stand and gaze in wonder and in admiration. And through the natural craving in their hearts for beauty, this perfection will impel mankind to seek the instruction and understanding of the divine law by which they, too, may be able to surround themselves and their loved ones with the choice gifts which is the divine will of the Father for them to have, and which His messengers, among whom are the ascended masters and angelic host, can and do bestow upon those who qualify as guardians of such gifts. Now we will sing our song, Adoration. After listening to all the inspirational readings and messages, bringing us to a place of tranquility, peace, and calm, we are now ready to make our decrees as we give all our love, creative power, wisdom, and authority to our beloved I Am Presence. We say together, Mighty I Am Presence, great host of ascended masters, archangels and Elohim, cosmic beings and great cosmic light, come forth now in all your cosmic power. Withdraw and withhold all power from destructive forces and individuals with destructive intent throughout the world right now and forever, whether it is conscious or unconscious. Expose, seize, bind, and render helpless all these sinister forces and their activities until the light has removed them completely, and illumine the source so this may never act again, and raise up to positions of power the divinely chosen leaders. Replace all with ascended master consciousness and the divine plan fulfilled. We thank you. Our tube of light protection. Beloved Mighty I Am Presence, beloved Archangel Michael, and beloved Commander Conrad, continually intensify your protective pillar of pure light substance and Archangel Michael's armor of light through and around me, charged with your invincible protection, all-powerful and impenetrable. I am invisible. I am invincible. I am invulnerable to anything but thy almighty perfection. I am grateful that we are given whatever added protection is needed, and what we ask for ourselves, we ask for our loved ones, and that which is constructive in all mankind and the world. We thank you. Now we take a moment to see and visualize that mighty pillar of light. Thick wall at the edge, brilliant blue and crystal light surrounding each and every one of us. 3 feet each side of us, stronger than any steel. See now Archangel Michael's armor of light around us, forming an impenetrable pillar of protection around ourselves, this group, our families, friends, and around every constructive person across the face of the earth. All of those standing up for truth, justice, and freedom. God bless, direct, perfect, and protect each and every one. Thank you. Our violet fire decree. Mighty I Am Presence, beloved Saint Germain, and those minister to the violet flame, come forth now and blaze your cosmic violet fire, and cause a mighty victory for all the world to see. I am the law of forgiveness in cosmic action now. I am the victory of the sacred fire in all its cosmic power. Mighty angels descend, with your purple ones of fire, and strike them into the center of every place where there has been a history of sinister force activity. Transmute and consume it all. Cause, core, record, effect, and memory, and set it all free from that which was never meant to be. Replace it all with ascended master consciousness and the divine plan fulfilled. We thank you. Our decree for the elementals. I am the light of God that never fails, purifying, loving, thanking, and blessing the great directors of the elemental kingdom and every beloved earth, water, air, and fire elemental for your ceaseless service to me and to all mankind. I am the mighty cosmic light, awakening all mankind to the great intelligence of this kingdom, and remove from elemental life today the necessity for longer obeying the destructive impulses of mankind. And so be it, beloved I am, we thank you. In the name of my mighty I am presence, great cosmic beings and great cosmic light, I decree, I am the presence charging the minds and feelings of everybody in America and the world with Saint Germain's ascended master consciousness and perfection right now and forever. I am the presence, blessing, illumining, perfecting, and setting all free in service to the light. Our decree for the purification of our beloved earth. In the name of my mighty I am presence, and by the power of the great host of ascended beings, we demand a cosmic living sword of blazing flame continually strike, strike, strike into the heart of all human miscreations back to the very beginning of time, causing all negative energies and entities in the psychic and astral realms and in the consciousness of all mankind to cease to exist forever. The cause, core, effect, record, and memory, freeing all human and elemental life from that which was never meant to be, and ensuring psychic and astral realm is no more. Replace it all with the immaculate concept for all life and light substance from the secret love star. That thy will be done, and so be it, and so it is. Beloved I am, we thank you. Our decree for divine justice. I am the most intensified cosmic action of the flame of divine justice, blazing throughout the world, right now and forever. I am the law. I am the justice. I am the judge. I am the jury. Knowing that I am all-powerful, then I know that only divine justice can be done everywhere, here and now. Beloved Lady Portia, ensure divine justice prevails throughout the world, right now and forever. And so be it, and so it is, and it is done. Beloved I am, we thank you. Before saying our final decree, let us call to beloved mighty victory. Beloved mighty victory, fill the earth with your love, its atmosphere, and all life within, releasing mankind, the beings of the elements, and the forces of nature from all accumulated discord. Mighty victory, dissolve and consume all human creation by the roots, transmuting its causes, records, effects, and memories in time and space, replacing everything by the cosmic Christ victory of beloved Jesus and of all ascended masters. Make this victory forever sustained. We say together, I am the victory of the light. I am the victory of the light. I am the victory of the light. I am the cosmic flame of victory, which reigns supreme everywhere, right now and forever. We accept these calls answered as they are made, according to thy will, with full cosmic power, maintained and doubled each instant of each hour until fully manifest. And so be it, and so it is, and it is done. Beloved I am, we thank you. To end off, we make a call to the secret love star, that wonderful feeling of divine love. That tremendous focus of cosmic divine love from the great central sun, shining in the heavens for this 2,000-year period. Supreme light that can never be requalified by human thoughts or feelings. By the power of our beloved mighty I Am presence, we say to all human creation, all misqualified thoughts, feelings, and actions, you have no power. You have no power. You have no power. Your end has come. By the power of our mighty I Am presence, We invoke those pink and golden rays from the secret love star, and we command that they go forth, saturating all life on this earth in that substance from the secret love star, that supreme light that clears any and all imperfections, limitations, inharmony of any kind, and fills every cell, atom, and electron of our 4 earthly bodies with feelings of love and adoration, peace and harmony, feelings of immense gratitude and reverence for life, kindness, tolerance, charity, grace, unity, brotherhood, and goodwill. One holy family. Beloved secret love star, make each and every one of us a living sun of pure divine love, radiating centers of pure unconditional divine love, so we may bless all those we interact with, every place we visit, and whomever we pass by. We send our deepest love and gratitude to the mighty beings of light who maintain and sustain this great focus of love. We are most grateful, and we give our deepest thanks for this, and the opportunity of adding our light to these calls. Thank you, beloved I am. Thank you, everybody. Blessings to all. Beloved Drew, would you be able to read our closing invocation?
Yes, certainly, John. Beloved I am presence and beloved Master Kutumi, nourish the seeds planted in my consciousness so that the ideas entrusted to me become manifest flowers of perfect expression in my world and in the world of all my fellow men. Beloved presence of God, I am. Pour the light of thy great glory upon my consciousness and nourish the seeds planted by the masters. We thank you.
Thank you, beloved Drew. Now we just take a moment, deep gratitude for these marvelous teachings, for our many blessings and our opportunity to serve the light. Thank you, each and every one, for your presence. Stop the share, and we can open up our videos and mics. Hello, beloved Morel.
Hello, beloved John. Thank you. It was beautiful.
Thank you.
It is always beautiful. John, you have such a beautiful voice that just transcends a lot. Thank you. Thank you for using it like you're using it for us. Thank you so much. It was awesome today.
Thank you, John. That was beautiful.
Oh, thank you, Willow, David.
Yes, thank you, John.
You know what I wanted to say about the dark forces? That was totally interesting that Saint Germain was even caught up in that that stuff that he so graciously pulled himself out of. Wow. Thank you, thank you, thank you, God. Thank you, Saint Germain. Thank you, all the Elohim that are helping us. Thank you.
That information was so interesting. And it was good to know that the memory not be removed. I think that's was the most hopeful to me, is that as I read it, I thought we get to retain that memory.
Yeah.
Yes, I thought that was a very sobering reading. And I expect there were many really good people, perhaps even ourselves, who didn't make it, didn't stay. They switched to the dark side because they're so clever and the temptations are so seductive. Very, very easy. So that was such an interesting reading. Thank you.
Great. Thank the masters.
And thank you for reading, Terry.
Oh,
You do
always.
awesome.
Thank you. That's just the masters. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you all.
Yeah,
It was wonderful. I really appreciate beautiful voice and beautiful voices and amazing energy of love and gratitude. It's just I'm looking forward for the Monday for seeing you all and sharing this beautiful experience. Thank you.
Thank you. Beloved Galeen.
Anyway, good night with love from South Africa.
No, love you.
Maloney, to all of you in Cape Town, America, wherever you are, God bless you and thank you for the time together.
Thank
God
you.
bless
Thank you too. The reading felt very important for me because in England this weekend we had numerous riots
Mm.
and some hotels where asylum seekers, immigrants were located, were set on fire. And it really feels like there is a battle going on between good and evil here.
Definitely.
Yeah, I feel sometimes that with all these readings, that the correct readings and information comes across to us when we need it, and the focus just goes where it needs to be placed.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it really supports us so powerfully and profoundly in working for the light. So I'm immensely grateful to you, John and Annette and Anthea, all who made this possible. It was very, very important. Thank you.
I agree.
All doing our part. They're all part of our divine plans. You know.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much, all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
John.
God bless you all.
Yeah.
Love you. Have a wonderful, blessed week.
Namaste.
Don't forget to stop the recording.
Thank you. I keep forgetting.